Good morning, everybody. We are out at Angry Beaver in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is wet and it is cold this morning. Not doing anything cheeky today, like playing with certain discs or anything. I just got my bag and I wanted to see how we could shoot. So we're gonna try and stay dry. We're gonna see how we can shoot. I haven't played out here in a couple of months. This is probably the hardest course in Charlotte, or at least it's up there. See how we can do. All right, so hole one here is 325 feet. The basket is down to the right, and it is probably 15 feet in front of a creek that's OB. So you don't want to go too far. Typically, I take my bounty here, which is a neutral understable mid. I aim down the left on Annie and just let it coast the whole way. So that's gonna be what we go for here. First throw of the day. Hands aren't even warm. I didn't give it enough. That's right, it's down there. All right, so it looks like they finally filled this area in with some dirt, which is great because it used to be absolutely terrible. Got my soft justice here. Just gonna throw an easy little flick and get it to settle down by the basket for an easy putt. Yep, about as good as you can do it right there. Man, y'all, I'm cold. I'm not gonna lie, the time change too set us back an hour, so, or whatever it did. So it's still dark and cold, kind of. All right, hole two here is a par 4, 590 feet. I would say this is probably one of the highest scoring, easiest holes on the course. It's not too difficult to get a par here, but people just want to go for the birdie, and there's lots of out of bounds. So what we want to do is throw straight down the fairway to that tree that looks like a Y that's kind of coming across. That's a good landing zone. If you can get past that a little bit, then you'll have a look for birdie. There's a little path off to the left side as well that you can land on that could maybe give you some potential. We're gonna take our stag here, and I'm gonna throw it out on a little bit of hyzer. It's gonna pop up, carry right towards the right side of the fairway, and then hopefully come back to the left for us. Oh, it's clean. Yeah, now get through to that little area. Settle, no big skip. All right, so off here to the left a little bit, a little further than I would want to be off to the side here, but I still really like throwing this shot. I'm gonna throw my bear here, give it some height, let it work, and hopefully, I don't know, give us something down there to potentially look at. That's bad, Michael. Oh my gosh, great kick. All right, so we'll be able to save a par. My hands are still getting warm, like you know how when you get cold and your skin is just like dry? Like, listen to this. That's not giving me any traction on a disc. All right, grabbing one of my keystones here. We want to land on anhyzer because I don't want this to end up down by the water. Settle. Little deep. All right, first actual putt here with the cold hands. We just gotta make sure we go through our motion still and get it there. Yeah. What a bright gloves. It feels colder here than it was at home when I left. All right, hole 3 out here is a par 5, 896 feet. This first little area kind of plays like an island. You throw up here, landing zone, and you go across. If y'all have never seen me play out here before or heard of Angry Beaver, it's one of the harder courses in Charlotte. If you look past at like tournaments, sometimes even is in the high 900s, even like 1,001 rated. And if you're below par, it's really, really good out here, especially for like a 3-round tournament, because you can have rounds where you shoot absolutely terribly, and then you can have rounds where you're on fire. So it's a tough course. It's interesting. It's fun. We're going to throw this keystone out on a hyzer down the middle, and it's just going to push straight because it's neutral, and it's just going to hold that hyzer flight. Yeah, settle. Off of that tree. Ooh! Terrible action off there. Would have wanted it to go left, but that's okay. All right, so there's a little bit of headwind on this one right now. So I'm gonna throw my chameleon stag just because it'll be a little more stable than the other one. I'm gonna aim down the left side, which is a little bit scary, but I trust that it'll turn for me and work its way to the middle. My hands are cold. The weather in Charlotte has been like 80 degrees, and then now it's down to like the 30s. Freaking ridiculous. All right, here we go. I need you to hold that for me. Yeah. All right, 6 shot. All right, so we've got a little ways to go here. It's a par 5, so not too worried about it. Again, still feeling that headwind. Gonna take my Orbit Grace here, the Kristen one, and I mean, I'm gonna throw it on a little bit of Annie because it's somewhat stable, and I'm just gonna see if we can get up around the corner. That's kind of the goal here. Oh my gosh, that's a smash. Get stable. Dude, what? I haven't thrown a disc that good in a long time. All right, so that was actually an incredible shot. So it wasn't 450. The blue rock in the footage was 300. So throwing up a little uphill, probably a little over 400. That was incredible. We've got ourselves a look here. Really want this one. Dude, aim higher, man. You're going way uphill. Oh. Birdies on this are not too frequent. So that would have been sick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Ah! All right, hole 4, 618 feet. I would say this is probably one of the tougher birdies on the course because you have to throw a perfect tee shot and then you have to throw a perfect second shot. The woods are very tight, very particular, and this gap is extremely unforgiving if you don't hit it well. So we're gonna take our new Orbit Vandal from the Ricky box. You cannot get this anywhere else. So check out the Ricky box, y'all. This thing is so sick. I love it. I'm gonna throw it flat at the tree on the left outside the gap and hope that it turns over just a little bit and pushes down and then ends up on the left side of the fairway down there. No, yes, that's so lucky. No, that's not lucky. So what I originally wanted to throw was my stag because this is like my point and shoot disc. Still aiming at the left tree out of the gap down there with this thing, maybe a little bit of hyzer, and it should flip up, go right, and then come back left. Oh! Dude, 2 inches, that was an absolutely incredible shot. All right, so we got pretty lucky with this. This is a little bit awkward. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna take my chameleon stag here. I haven't gone and got the other one, but even so, I'm still probably 380 from the pin. Gonna throw the stag, backhand, flat, hard. And I'm gonna want it to, this is gonna suck, hitting this tree. I'm going to just turn right on Annie almost the whole way. Ow! That actually really sucked. All right, so a couple of cuts, but we might have a little step putt for a birdie. All right, so I was hoping I would have a shot here, like a little step putt to try and make it, but I'm not gonna risk a bogey on this. I'm just gonna get this out there. And yes, we did take a little bit of damage. As it's on our throwing hand, it's probably gonna bleed the whole round, but that's not a big deal. All right, so I'm literally just holding this pink one in my hand for consistency since I threw this one. Yep. All right, good par on this hole, actually. Good par on this hole. Was the damage worth it? We'll see. But even through these first four is actually really good. So this is fun for those of you who haven't played here in a while. It looks like they're building a new tee pad with a new fairway over to the right. Pretty dope. The sign is gone, but this is like a 280, maybe 300 foot forehand. So we're gonna take the new Ricky Fellon here, throw it up high with some Annie, and let it crash down to the right. This is probably what's gonna get the blood flowing in my hand, honestly, is forehands. I love this disc, by the way, all these Ricky prototypes. This thing feels so freaking good, man. I can't wait to break it in and to like learn it and know how it flies. I didn't give that enough. That was not good. All right, we can definitely get par from there though. All right, so I've got a little shot here with the Soft Justice inside this tree on the right, stable up, and get down there next to the basket. I might go in. Sit down. Sit. All right, that's a putt. So it looks like the old tree was wearing away too much from people stepping on it, that they added a new one. So getting access to the basket there is a little bit harder with those forehands. All right, let's go here. Easy putt. That's left. Gosh, what? Oh, you're gonna bogey this hole? Why was that such an intimidating putt, dude? Oh, that's so bothersome. Why was that such an intimidating putt, bro? Like, where was that? That was bad too. Dang. All right, so +1 now, pretty brutal. Hole 6, par 4, 573. I'm gonna get down and around the corner and stop right before the creek that is down there. I think what I wanna throw, normally I throw my bounty on this, but I think I wanna throw my stag down the left side on Annie. And I think it'll hold Annie all the way around the corner and then it'll stable out, letting it land flat. So we're gonna throw this thing on Annie down the left side and hope that it carries all the way and gives us a pretty easy approach to the basket. Okay, so it was on a cut roll angle, but we made it around the corner, so. All right, so we came up way shorter than I expected here. I thought we were gonna be a lot further down there. I'm gonna take my stag, my chameleon stag, throw it flat down the middle of this gap. It's gonna go left and then stable up towards the basket. Hold that for just a little longer. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh, dude. All right. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a safe bid here. A little bit of an anti-step putt. The branch that we hit was so high up too, we were definitely gonna scoot up there into the circle. All right. All right, so hole 3, 304 feet downhill, very tight, OB creek in the middle. Typically you want to throw something overstable on Annie, get through the gap, and then stable up by the basket. But honestly, I think what I'm going to throw is this Orbit Vandal. I'm going to throw it flat, right down the middle. I'm going to trust that it's going to go to the left a little bit, and then it's going to make its way back to the basket. Just like hole 18 over at Scrapyard, if y'all remember that shot. That's kind of what we're going for here. Scoot you guys over some. Ah, 200 stable. All right, so there's like no room to film. I'm literally standing right here, throwing the Justice here, soft Justice on Annie. Come out of that. That's so bad. Not a good shot here at all. I chopped that way too much for the distance that I was at. Now we're awkwardly standing in this creek. Dude, I don't know what it is lately, but straddle putts feel incredibly accurate for me, which makes me happy because we just saved ourselves from getting a bogey there. All right, hole 8 here, par 4, 661 feet. Probably the hardest par 4 out here, / one of the harder par 4s in Charlotte, if I'm honest, from the courses I've played. Very difficult to get a birdie on this. We're gonna throw a stag, and we're gonna go up this left gap. We're gonna want it to flip up, turn right, and then stable back out towards the middle of the fairway. Now, since we're throwing uphill, it is gonna act a little bit more stable. Maybe not, but we'll have a good turnover shot from there. All right, so we're about 350 from the pin now. I think that I want to throw my chameleon stag on Anheuser and see if we can get it to go way down there for us. I could throw a forehand, but I feel like it's gonna just end up on the right side of the fairway, which isn't really what I want. Throw this on Annie down the left, and honestly, it should hold it pretty good for us. Okay, I'm gonna throw this one too, even though it's wet. See if throwing this one flat would have given me a better result. All right, so honestly, y'all, I can't see the pin when I'm standing in a putting position. So we're just gonna throw this keystone here, see if we can get it down there on a forehand. It's way too far. All right. Save the par here. All right, hole 9 here. Par 3, 329 feet. I'm gonna throw my stag flat and hard down the middle, and it'll turn over towards the basket. Should get a really good flight, actually. That was not flat, Michael. Stable up, get sneaky the whole way. Wow, I actually think I have a circle's edge putt. That was freaking brutal. All right, so this was actually incredibly lucky here. I chose the right disc. I missed my line and got lucky through the trees, but you know, you get that sometimes. Good stuff. Yeah, good, we needed that birdie. Ended up even, okay. So now we got some room to work in the back 9. Let's go. All right, so haven't played out here in a long time. Happy to be even through the front 9. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna continue filming, obviously. Still warming up and stuff, which is good. But we're gonna hop into the back 9 here, see how we can do. Make sure you guys head over to that video as well. See you later.